Genesis Part 2 has been out for almost a year now, and a lot of spots have been discovered, a lot of spots have been patched, but despite that, there's still these two crazy good spots, and although I don't like calling spots unraidable, this is about as crazy good as you can get. The first location is also definitely the strongest, as it's a one-way entrance, and you have to be using a tech suit to get in. You're going to want to go to the lower left-hand side of the Rathole biome, and you're going to find this waterfall at 76.27, and you're going to see a ledge on the kind of lower part of the waterfall. You're going to want to follow this ledge over to, and you're going to see a gap. In this gap, there's going to be a crevice. This is actually what you're going to be looking for. To be able to get in this Rathole, you actually need to be wearing a full tech suit, which is partially what makes it so strong, alongside the fact that you need to double jump to get in. You're going to lay down on the rock, you're going to crawl forward a bit, and you're going to double jump and hold your hover button on your tech suit. Once you're hovering, you're going to want to use your tech legs, and it'll let you in. And this spot is massive inside, with more than enough space for a duo, trio, even a 4-man. If you build this right, you can have an incredible amount of space. On the sides here, the Rathole extends down even more. So you have a bunch of space if you can build this, and you can layer it out any way you want to. So you can actually have a bunch of space. You can even breed gigas and any kind of large dino like that in here if you do it in these kind of big gaps. So as far as building this Rathole is concerned, I wouldn't actually put anything outside, because your whole goal is to stay kind of hidden. You don't want anyone to be able to find you, and unless someone sees the tech-geny particles coming through the wall, there's actually nothing outside here to give you an indication that there's a base hidden away in this corner. So this Rathole is really quite nice, because you have a bunch of space. Unlike some, it's not really crammed or anything. You can kind of do whatever you want. So I'd slap some turrets on the side right here, and these aren't really anything special, they're just kind of there to be there, kind of shoot at the crouch maybe a little. They probably won't have the best angle, but you have a bunch of space, so you might as well put up a couple extra turrets. I have some double door frames in front of the wall, just so that if they do manage to get in here somehow, if they manage to like pop a stego and somehow get on it, they have these door frames they need to blow through before they can get up to the wall. And against this far side here, I have our wall, which is hanging from a cliff plat up there, and it's supported from underneath with another cliff plat. You should make the wall out of double door frames and metal pillars kind of connected. So I have double door frames going up, pillars going up, and connected with ceilings. So they need to blow up everything here. They need to blow up the double door frames, the pillars to the side, and everything. And it's very hard to blow up the wall like that, because you need to be able to drop pretty much everything, which is pretty hard to do. On the right side, I have a teleporter, just so you can get in and out of your base really quickly. You can go farming, you can get some stuff from the middle biome whenever it changes, all that fun stuff. I'd put the tech-geny on the cliff plat up here that the wall is hanging from, just because it's a nice little spot to put it, and it actually powers the entire Rathole, so you don't need to use more element, although it is Genesis 2, so you might just be chilling on element, but hey, you never want to just throw it away, right? On the left side here, you have a bunch of space for breeding. You have a whole floor here. You can have a bunch of stegos, some trikes, some gigas, some theories. Whatever you're wanting to raise, you have a bunch of space to do it. And you can definitely be raising like 20 dinos at a time here if you're okay with it being a little cramped. Once you go up to the second story, you have your crafting station, and you have absolutely anything you could need here, and plenty of space to expand. If you manage to raid some people, you end up with a bunch of loot. You can easily put down more vaults, some more cryo fridges, some more deadies. You're not really looking bad on space here. So you have your tech rep, you have your fabricators, your smithies, you have your chem benches, some vaults, and some indie forges, of course, so you can keep cooking metal. Now for number 2, we have another Rathole that actually also happens to be in the bottom left hand side of the Rathole biome, and this one is definitely a little bit more known than the other one, but that doesn't make it any less of a good spot, because it's also extremely hard to raid. So the chords are 79.9, 11.5, and you're going to see this kind of two-story waterfall where it kind of drops down, has a little bit of water, and there's another waterfall. And when you're at the base, you're going to follow the right-hand side rock. You're going to follow it along, and there's also going to be a little dimple in the rock that you're going to go into, and you're going to have your Rathole there. So this Rathole is actually a little easier to get in. The other one you can just fly in and out and use tech boots to get in, but the entrance is still a crouch and it's very hard to raid this. Once you're in here, you kind of have to drop down, and then you're in the Rathole. And it's not quite as big as the last one, but there's still plenty of space. You can have your wall over in the corner over here, and then a pretty big crafting station over here, but you're not really gonna have a whole lot of space for breeding, other than maybe if you want to raise like one stego or two. So I'd say this is more of like a little starter spot for a start of a wipe, or if you're just trying to get built up. As far as building this spot is concerned, it's actually pretty simple. So you have a little ledge on the left hand side, and you're going to want to put a bunch of turrets on this, just on only survivors, and you want them on just on the ground. You don't want them on ceilings or on pillars or anything, because if someone manages to get a little sneaky angle from the entrance somehow, you don't want them to be able to tech rifle, or get tech rifle splash damage on whatever the turrets are on and somehow shoot them out. So far as these turrets are concerned, they're very important because they shoot right into the crouch. So when someone's trying to run inside, draw out a dino or anything, this prevents them from being able to do that. You want a bunch of bear traps and fence supports right in front of the wall. So if they do draw out a dino, they can't really go anywhere with it. Like, they can't whistle it onto the wall or anything. It's just kind of stuck there while the wall shoots it and kills it, obviously. As far as the crafting station is concerned, it's kind of more of like a main base, because you can't really breed or raise anything here unless you just want to raise a single stego or a single berry or something just to start off with. But in terms of storage, I put down 4 vaults. I got 3 indies in here, but you could probably do 4 or 5 depending on how you do the layout. But I was also able to put up an indie grinder, a tech rep, a bunch of deadies, a fridge, and some cryo fridges too. So you're not really missing out on any basic amenities because you have enough space to get a pretty decent little crafting station in here.